People who enjoy speed don't just enjoy traveling fast. They crave the sound of speed in their ears, the wind of speed in their faces, the sensation of speed through every muscle of their bodies. Powerboat racing satisfies these cravings as few other sports can. For those who take part in it, the Australian Ocean Classic race is the climax of their year. They come from all walks of life and have little in common except a willingness to spend every minute of their spare time in preparation and rehearsal for the big race. When they line up for the start at the mouth of Sydney Harbour, every engine has been tried and tested a dozen times over. Every owner is confident that he is in tune with his craft and can coax out of it the last ounce of power, the last knot of speed. Before they get back to harbour again, 120 miles of sea will have shown whose confidence and whose boat was best founded. In Venice, boats are fundamental. Without them, nothing would move at all. Boatmen carry away the city's rubbish. They distribute its mail, and they help to keep its buildings in repair. Buildings which without its boats would never have been built at all. For every brick and stone and timber has to be brought to the site by water. Down the centuries, Venice has been praised for her architects, her artists, and her craftsmen. But all their skill of hand and eye would have availed nothing without the boats and boatmen. Like every great city, Venice draws its food from all over the world as well as from its own doorstep. But whether it comes from the Umbrian countryside or Adriatic fishing grounds, whether it starts its journey by train or truck or plane, it ends it on a boat. Boats quench its thirst and fill its belly, stoke its fires and put them out. In all the important journeys of Venetian life, no less than in the routine ones, boats stand ready to play their part. Venetians passing through St. Mark's Square concentrate on keeping their feet dry. For them, one of the glories of Europe is merely a short cut to the office. They seem quite unmoved by their stately surroundings. They might just as well be catching a bus in Stoke-on-Trent. It's merely a way of getting to work. Stockholm, the birthplace of the long weekend. And as the office is empty and the city centre clears, all roads lead to water. In Stockholm, a boat is not a status symbol. It's a necessity for everyone who wants to get the most out of their free time. Sweden lives well. Nearly every family has a car, but the weekend flight from routine takes place not so much on the roads, but on the water. 1,000 waterways, a jigsaw of channels, bays and inlets, 22,000 islands. Sail long enough into the evening and you'll find the perfect landfall. And when you do, it's yours to enjoy. Singapore, crammed with the ships of all nations, 2 million people in 200 square miles, the 5th port of the world. In the harbour, inconspicuous among the giants, a launch, small in size, large in importance. The motor vessel Soraya, floating dispensary. Soraya is one of a small fleet run by the government marine and health departments. Every day she visits Singapore's outlying islands. The job, dispensing medicines, delivering babies, filling teeth and settling stomachs. Routine but vital. Rarely dramatic but always hectic. The Soraya carries no doctor. The medical staff are hospital assistants and nurses, Malay, Indian and Chinese. From Singapore to its furthest island outpost is only a few miles. But this distance isolates a rural community from a modern city. So when the Soraya approaches, word gets round and a holiday atmosphere develops. The medical staff of Soraya provide much more than a mobile welfare service. They bring the latest news from the city. They receive confidences. They give reassurance. The village clinic becomes surgery, community center, and citizens advice bureau all rolled into one.
Ini pergi hospital, bisa tangan, habis bisa tangan pula, bisa pula perut, habis dah perut pula bisa pula kaki.
Selamat pagi. Ini saya obat saya kasih.
But routine visits are not always routine. A police launch at a neighboring island radios Soraya with news of a young girl stung by a stonefish. It often happens It's seldom fatal nowadays, but the girl is in pain and needs treatment, for the sting is as nasty as the stonefish is ugly.
Message received. Over.
Sir, police launch will stand
Hasan
by.
Baba Kumari, 20.
A medical orderly is recalled from the village by one of the crew, and Soraya makes tracks on an unscheduled but not uncommon errand. The aqua devils of surface paradise Queensland have workboats too. Their job, to thrill and entertain. That's all. Once, not so very long ago, the motorcar ignition key seemed to be the key to freedom. Now only the sea remains, unconfined and unconfining. And by its nature, it must ever remain so.